Hey YouTube, how's it going? Thomas here. Just getting ready to start some construction here on RuneScape. So what I've done was I bought some planks here off the GE, got about 500. And then I got myself 500 oak planks to get started. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to teleport to Falador because I think that's got, a relatively close bank to the spawned area. I was thinking Varrock maybe, and I was like, well, maybe Falador is closer. Not sure, but I'm going to try Falador there for a while, see how that goes. And then I'm going to teleport my house, so that's why I have the herb, water, and then I have, my law runes here. And I actually have an air staff equipped and things like that. But I bought myself some steel nails. I'm not sure if those are going to work or not. I brought myself a hammer, and I almost forgot my saw. I think you actually have to have a saw, when you're doing construction in your inventory, for, when you're building stuff, things like that. But I'm not sure completely. But I also got my planks. So if you never started or done construction before, what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to talk to the construction guy. Now I'm here at the GE right now. I'm just going to run over here real fast and to show you where this guy is. He's here north of Varrock, mainly the right above the bank and stuff. And so what you have to do is you need to take about, I think it's 1K. I originally thought it was 5. Yeah, I originally thought it was 10K, but I think it's actually 1K because I was over here a while back, and I actually had to buy myself a house and things like that. It would have probably been actually easier if I would have just teleported to the Varrock Center there versus running all over the freaking place. But you just come up here, and there's a construction tutorial guide right here. See the little house you can easily to find. And basically what you do is you just open the door here. There's also one in Falador and stuff there near the square, but he's got the skill cape there, as you can see. But you basically talk to him, and this is like housing and stuff, but you can buy a house and things like that, and you can also pay him to move the house to different locations. You do that when you get to a higher level. You can also like recolor your house and stuff here as well, but you have to have a certain level and things like that, to recolor. And as you can see, like basic woods 5,000, stones 5,000. That's your basic color. But the most important thing, more than anything with construction is a waste of money. If you do not have the money, do not bother with construction. There's no point in it. You will spend thousands. To get a decent house with construction, it's going to cost you about $1 million minimum. And you'll probably put at least, to get like a gilded altar, stuff like that, you'll probably end up putting about 10 to 20 million into your house. It's a very expensive skill. It's just as expensive as prayer or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, prayer you can actually get the bones yourself. Construction you can't. But I just teleported right here to my house, and as you guys can see, this is my house. And I need to go into my settings right here, and I'll click this button here. But this will turn build mode on and off. So you want to turn it on, and we'll come back into my house, and this is the build mode. There's your house right there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to build a chair, and this is, very, very annoying here, to tell you guys the truth. But I normally, honestly, I actually build, tables and stuff. But you actually have to build a chair, you have to remove it, and you just have to ultimately repeat this process until you have like a workshop or something like that. And then you can just build like stuff like that on your workshop itself. But it actually takes time. And as you can see, I accidentally bent a nail. So it's better to use like steel nails, stuff like that. Because it doesn't give you better experience. It's just you bend the nails a hell of a lot less than you would like brass or bronze, stuff like that. If you can't afford steel, then don't worry about it. Just use the bronze nails or something like that. But it really takes a lot of time to to really do this. It really does. So you got to put a lot of work into construction, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. But anyways, I'm going to work here on construction a while. My goal for construction, just so you guys know, and I'll show you guys this here in a minute, is if you guys actually look over here at my construction goals, you can see all the different rooms, things like that. Is what I'm interested in for construction, since I'm going to level it up here, is I want to get it up here to about 50. And that way I have my portal chamber here. My chapel, that's a good one to get in there too, but ultimately I want my portal chamber. That way I can just teleport to my house, and I can pretty much teleport to anywhere in RuneScape and stuff like that, because I can just fix all the different portals and stuff like that in my portal chamber. So that's really good to have there. The next thing I want is like I want to do like my halls and all that stuff, and you have to have 2 bedrooms if you have like a servant or anything like that. So that's kind of one of those things that you have to do. But if you actually look down here under what is it, your combat rooms, which is 32, you have to have 32 each combat rooms. But let me see here. I'm not sure. I think it's games. It might be. But if you come down here, you have your combat ring, and that's level 51. So my goal is ultimately get, level 51 and stuff in my house, which is great because then people, can fight, stuff like that. You got a combat ring, and then you die, you just spawn back. You can go over to altar, your prayer. So 51 construction is really what I'm going to be shooting for here. You have other things, like you got your fisting rings and just different things like that, and boxing rings. But let's face it, that's kind of newbie. You ultimately want a combat ring in your house if you're going to build anything. 54, extra weapon rack, that's a good one too, shoot for 54. But you start getting into this stuff, and it really it adds up very quickly. Just things like your rugs and stuff like that. I mean, these rugs, just the stuff that go on them is like way up there. It's like just to put a rug in your house is like 100K. It's insane. And gilded altars and all that kind of stuff, it just goes way, way up there. But ultimately, I do want my get my chapel and stuff in here. And as you can see right here, 50. I can have a teak altar in my house, or I can have anything else. I have all my stuff there. So I'm going to probably shoot for 51, but not sure exactly what I'm going to do. But your servants and stuff here, they're very expensive as well. Every time they come to your house, things like that, they want paid. Every time you use them, you pay. If you have a party, they want paid. They constantly want money from you. So it's just, it's like, oh crap. So, but your house's sizes and stuff also get bigger and stuff. But I'll have 22 rooms when it's all said and done, since I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot for level 50. But in the meantime, I'm just going to be building chairs here, just like this. Just build a chair, delete it. Build a chair, delete it. And it's, as soon as I get up there to something like a wooded chair or just something else, it's a little bit nicer, I will be so happy. And there's different things you can build, but ultimately, I'm going to. You can actually go to RuneHQ, which is runehq.com. It's a fan site, and one of the things they have on there is a house planner. Now, you want to keep it in mind that when you build a house, that you want to look at a house planner. And the reason you want to look at that house planner is because that will really, allow you to actually, plan your house out, like predict where your rooms are. In my opinion, the best place to really build your room, as you come out of the portal, you want to have your chapel right here, so you have your altar, and that way, because when you get your gilded altar and stuff, your construction, way up there, it'll be really a lot better, because people will just come through the portal, they'll run right in the door, and you'll be right at your gilded altar. Especially if you get that gilded altar and you start training prayer yourself. You don't have to run all over the fucking house. I've seen people who put the gilded altars in the basement, and it's just a pain in the ass to run from upstairs downstairs, and you're going to regret it. You really will regret it, because it's like $2 million to build a gilded altar. It's ridiculously expensive. But the fact of the matter is, you want to put your gilded altar right here, and then you want your combat room right next door, or you want your staircase next door, and that way you have your Amulet of Glory mounted to the wall, and people can teleport on that. Or you can do a combat ring right next door, which is what I did. And that way, you can come in there and stuff as well. You just because you can go to combat ring and fight, and then you can run back over and, pray at the gilded altar and stuff when you jump out or you die or something, and you jump right back in the combat ring. But you can do the same thing by putting, another altar down in your basement or just somewhere else in your house in general. So, that also works and stuff too as well. It's just all about, what you want, how you want it, stuff like that. But, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and work on my construction level. I told myself I was not going to work on construction, but, I think I'm not, once my membership here on RuneScape runs out, I'm not going to be playing RuneScape that much lately. I've been putting a lot more time into, other games like Battlefield, stuff like that. So, right now I'm just trying to get my account up, and my concern is if my account gets hacked or anything like that, all my money gets stolen off of it if I don't log into it that frequently. So, one of the things I've always done, and a lot of people, I think, they want to pocket their money and have all this fucking money on their account and shit like that, like they're a badass. But the thing is, I've always spent my money and, not really had more than a meal or anything like that on my account. And the reason for that is, it's relatively simple. If my account gets hacked, my money's been invested into skills, things like that. So there's really nothing on my account for somebody to steal. If you use all your money up, there's nothing there. It's always, in your house. But I'm going to go ahead and run here to Falador real fast, as I told you guys before. And as you can see, I'm out of stuff there, and I have to drop that beer glass for that random event. But the bank's over here. I'm thinking that Falador might, not Falador, but Varrock might be, closer, but I'm not sure. But it don't really matter to me. But That's all it is to it. You just have to kind of repeat this process a while and just go back to your house. And since we turned the build mode on inside of our house, we should still be in build mode whenever we log in. And we're not, so I'll have to go in there and just redo the build mode, I guess, each time. And for some reason it didn't stay in build mode, but oh well, not that big of a deal. So, but as you guys can see, I mean, the more you do this, how low you get, easier it is to build stuff, and it just takes time. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and this is me getting started with construction. I'll keep you guys posted, and peace out.